Good morning, WWE Champions Universe. It's Iron Sheik 84. Over here. Yeah, there we go. I got it. Yeah, there we go. We got Lee Brown, and down here we got Slim Numbers. Yeah, I actually have the stream up. I actually know where I'm pointing this time.
Nice.
But yeah, good morning, guys. How are y'all doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good.
Hey,
Just up, uh, getting ready for a fun day of work and whatnot, and excited to do the podcast again, and also share some stories from the last few weeks.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's been a few weeks. I've had some job change stuff that's been going around and just hadn't been able to. So, for those who are like, hey, where did this go? It's not for lack of desire. It's just been something else. But, Slim, how have you been doing?
I've been pretty good, man. Just kind of cruising right along, making it through Zombies Month, making it through life. You know, the usual.
Nice. Nice. Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. So I know Lee. By the way, this isn't the reason why, but also I wouldn't have been on the last few weeks even if the podcast had gone. My girlfriend had turned 40, and we had planned a trip. So I was in Japan for a week and Thailand for a week. So I
Nice.
wouldn't have been on regardless. So yeah, first through the 16th of this month, I was out of the country.
Where's your commitment? You wouldn't have gotten up at 2 in the morning to do this podcast. Come on, man. How was that trip though? Like before we start, how did that go?
Oh, it went fantastic. Without like obviously, it's like giving a 45-minute story of everything that we did. Flew into Tokyo. We were in Tokyo for 3 or 4 days, and then took the train to Osaka. We were in Osaka for like 2.5 days or something like that, and then flew over to Thailand. We were in Bangkok for 2 or 3 days. We were in Phuket for 2 days. Came back
Wow.
to Bangkok, and then flew back. We had a 14-hour layover in Tokyo, so we flew back, dropped off our luggage at the airport. Uh, kind of roamed around the city for a little bit, and then flew back to Dallas.
Wow. It's crazy. I've not been
Yeah,
any
that's
of those
awesome.
places. What's up,
Yeah,
Sandal?
well, it was my fourth time to Japan and my first time to Thailand, and it was her first time for both.
Nice. Nice. Wow. Crazy. What's up, Showtime Chemo? Well,
So what's up?
we've got a lot to kind of talk about. We haven't basically talked much Zombie Month stuff at all. And last time we talked Titan, it was like, what will this dream thing be about that we haven't seen? And there's hype, and there's next month. So we got some places to jump off. Let me just start with the question: how has your Zombie Month gone? We're almost at the end of it. How would you say Zombie Month was for 2025?
Slim, do you want to go first?
I can. So my Zombie Month has largely looked like Titan mode.
Okay.
That's what my Zombie Month has looked like. I have cruised right through Zombie Month. To be honest, I can't fully bring to mind any of the month-long events
Interesting.
or any of the week-long contests that were like notable or memorable to me. I just got Zombie Brawn, which
Nice.
is a card in the game.
Sucks.
I'm he's not very good at all. I'm sure there's people out there that are going to make him usable. And my argument is going to be, yeah, you can make him usable, but does that make him good?
Right.
And my opinion is, as of right now, it is a no. 18 shards away from Zombie Penta, that's cool, but I am
Nice.
nowhere close to any of the other ones. Zombie Alexa looks awesome and would be
Yeah.
my favorite card on my roster if I had her, but I don't.
Right.
So that's pretty lame.
Yeah.
But that's been my Zombie Month so far. I'm kind of hoping for the last weekend to really bring something of a note. I fear it's going to be a showdown though.
Yeah, that's highly likely. It is nice that Halloween overlaps with a Friday, and so they can do the weekend new character plus like the Halloween event. So we do know that there's another character. We'll talk about that in a moment, like who we hope it is and all that. But Sheik, your
Presumably.
zombie, yeah, presumably. How's your zombie month going?
So, my zombie month has been pretty much what I expected it to be, to, be perfectly honest. I did get Penta yesterday. I did recruit Braun last week, I want to say. I don't exactly remember. I will say this, going from like CST to playing like the game, which I did do while I was on vacation in between train rides and stuff.
Right?
I gotta tell you, in the Asia Pacific time, I can definitely see why people complain about the time zones and things being way more geared to the U.S.
Yeah.
market versus overseas. But I was able to, I was still able to do things like quote unquote like the way I normally do. It's just it's been like I said for me, it's been a little different only because I had 2 full weeks of playing like overseas versus in the U.S. Um, Now I know we had a few talking points. There is one thing that I am extremely displeased about
Okay.
Zombie Mob. But I'll get to that when we get to that talking point.
Okay.
And then as far as the first week, I will say this: offering CM Punk and Zombie LA Knight the first week was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Again, I always want to make sure that I tell people like, hey, look, if I have a complaint about something, I'll tell it, but also equally on the other side, if there's something that I really like, I'm gonna, praise it. And definitely, being able to have that option. I now have every single zombie from last year onward.
Wow.
Um, so I have the full collection. Um, so yeah, kind of like normal. I don't really do polls, so I don't have Alexa, and I'm nowhere near Naomi. So that's the same it is every month, honestly. So I'm not
Yeah.
too shocked about that. Um, and then yeah, I'm kind of just like everybody else. I'm kind of hoping with bated breath that this final week we have either Grant Camping's anniversary or that fantastic prize wall that we got last year.
Yeah. I mean I'm similar. Like yeah, I had all honestly forgot about this CM Punk LA Knight thing, but that very first thing to have within reach. I don't know how free to play handled it, but it was within. It wasn't like super whaley, super expensive to get either one of the two of them, and they're amazing. I mean, some of the best posters still in the zombie lot. I did get Braun very early on. I had a UCC, just the claim, like not a paid. Well, I mean, you do pay for the
Yeah.
service, but just the hit the claim button. I ended up getting Braun out of the very first whatever it's called, like the mega loot, the elite loot, or whatever. So I was very happy for that. I was able to take advantage of his weekend. Alexa, now looking back in hindsight, I had enough set aside to do one flagship offer, and I was going to do it during Alexa's weekend, but I was like, if I fall short, I'm going to be so pissed off. I'll wait. And I ended up doing it Naomi's weekend. I got Naomi, but now I'm 860 shards short of Alexa, and the flagship, the loot offer, would have guaranteed me 800 of her shards. So I'm like, I probably would have got her. Oh, dang it. I did get Penta. The biggest thing for me, and I just did a little video on it, I now have my first hype level 4 character. Not to spoil for those who are watching the video, but I did take Seamus, the marshmallow zombie, to hype 4 because I got a really good hit on him, which I was like, man, I don't have anybody on that level, and now I'm good. And my biggest concern was like, if they're gonna do special loot, or if they're gonna do diluted zombie hype and then like don't end up with any of the zombies hyped up. And I think I've actually gotten almost all the ones that I care about to at least hype level 2, and a couple of them I've gotten to hype level 3, which is big. I mean, I think the way they handled hype for this special kind of month, special event, does give me hope for the whatever the special crossover is that we could talk about in a little bit and stuff like that. Like when there's special events, it does give me hope that they're not gonna, oh well, yeah, it's a special event, but those guys are gonna have to go up on wild hype. Like I feel good about that. So yeah, that's kind of it. You said you have a concern about it. We can skip around a little bit. The agendas are always just like the Pirates of the Caribbean thing. They're more guidelines than rules. More suggestions. So what's your gripe, Sheik? What's the struggle for this month?
Okay, well, I always try to keep things kind of in line, so we're not hopping all over the place. I don't have the exact quote in front of me, so if you want to give me a second, I can probably find it. But
Okay.
is hype, play to win? No, absolutely not. Hype is there for everybody to be able to move up their thing. And then this past weekend, hey, we're selling hype.
S plus tier
Okay.
hype.
Yeah, S plus. Yeah, so, here's my thing. Okay. So with like the zombie loot hype, I mean, I thought it was great that it was every Sunday,
Yeah.
and that I got, I was able to do 2 mega pulls of it for free. Again, I didn't spend a
Right.
single penny on it, but obviously it's luck of the draw.
Yep.
And like a couple of my faction mates were complaining that they got too much penta hype, and like mine's only level 2, and obviously he's going to be out. He's not. Zombie hype is not going to be around.
Right.
So I'll have to use the wild card if I choose it for him or anybody. But I didn't get enough to get anybody to level 4, which that it is what it is.
Right.
I'm not complaining that RNG wasn't in my favor. What I am not happy about is when they specifically said hype is not pay to win.
Right.
And then they specifically released the S plus tier hype loot this weekend. That's just, I don't know what to say other than like that's pretty terrible. And
Yeah.
I know I've defended hype, where other people may have poo-pooed on it, but doing that, I think it's like when people are struggling to get people up to level 2, level 3, and then you pay to win hype.
Yeah.
It's just that left a very sour taste in my mouth this past weekend.
I don't disagree. I think if it was where there was the availability to get some, like a pull or something of it, free to play, and then if you want to, because I mean, you can buy hype. You've been able to buy hype packs. You could buy zombie hype packs. It's there, but like I haven't felt like I've had to because there's been an influx of it. Like I'm not getting there fast, but I'm getting there steady, which is okay. But Slim, thoughts on hype this month?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tale of two cities almost, right? So Titan, once you've got Titan sorted out, you're getting essentially a 10 pull a day, right?
Yeah.
And the community made enough noise to keep the speed tours, so you're pretty much guaranteed a 10 pull a day.
If you've unlocked the tier 5.
If you've unlocked tier 5. And
Right.
if not, you're still, you're doing, what is it, $3,000 and $1,500, $4,500 plus $2,000, so you're getting $6,500
Yeah.
available to you, so that's a 10 pull every 2.
Right.
So that is opening up the faucet of the free-to-play path for hype, which is fantastic. It's absolutely what was needed. And then to come right around, and I'm less angry at the S plus hype tier loot than I am the pay $100, get 100 hype frags for X card.
Yeah.
That's the ones that were really like, ew. like, everybody else is dealing with RNG and the loot table from pulls and yada yada. And there's people out here just dropping C notes on whatever card they want. And here you go.
Yep.
Here's hype 3 at the minimum, hype 4 if you've gotten lucky with other stuff. And that's the gross one to me. Just ew. And the quote that hype or that Cheek was talking about is hype pay to win.
Yeah.
And the answer is basically, oh hell no. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Like you guys emphatically answered that no, it's not. And boy, you proved yourselves wrong. And it's gross. It's gross.
Yeah, sorry, so I wasn't trying to interrupt, but I was going to say the fact that it didn't even make it a month was, pretty. Like I said, I was very, very disappointed in that, and kind of like what you said, here's the thing, like, I am acknowledging, yeah, you can always buy extra hype loot, but right. I can also earn it for free. Right. The S plus tier, like without spending money, there was no chance of me even, CSS grinding it out, nothing. I couldn't, it was unavailable for everybody unless you open up those pocketbooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's not the definition of pay to win. Nothing in the game. I think the entire game does ride the line of pay to win, real tight on that line.
Yeah.
But it never really truly crosses over to a true pay to win. Pay to be significantly in a better spot, of course, but pay to win, no, not exactly. But offering the S pluses and the individual hypes for, just by clicking a button, it's about as close as they've ever gotten.
Yeah.
To me, it feels that way, that's about as close as they've ever gotten.
I agree. So I did a unique thing kind of while we were off air from the podcast stuff, where for the first time in a long time, I started playing a different mobile game, not like in exchange of Champions. I still played Champions, but like when I had a little bit of time between jobs and stuff like that, I started playing Mob Control, which I really enjoy. I think it's a very fun game, but I got to see the other side of, okay, if you don't monetize certain things, how does the game do this to make money and survive and everything? And to be quite honest, like I joked at the end of the video there, but when I made it, but honestly, it was about every minute of gameplay, I was watching 2 minutes of ads. I'm not even kidding. Like every match you watch, if you don't pay for the ad-free version, which is a monthly deal or a weekly deal, kind of like the Triple H Pass, basically, kind of numbers, then you're watching ads. And then every time you lose a match, which it feels like there's certain things they do so that you will, like you have to lose certain matches, it just happens. You have to watch an ad to come back from that. And then if you want to power up, you have to watch an ad. And then if you do this, you watch an ad. Like literally, I mean, I'm not joking. It was probably for every 1 minute of play, about 2 minutes of ads. And I deleted the game after a month because I was just like, I love this game. It's so fun. I do not want to watch another ad. Versus Champions, where there's not ads unless you go deep into the system. And the ones there are like, you get like 3 in-game cash if you watch them. They're literally worthless for what we do in this game. But I can play the game endlessly. So that's kind of the trade-off I found.
I'd say don't knock the ads, because back in the day, okay, it's like an 8-year-old player of this game, okay. Right. I used to watch, it's like there was a time where Sheik was 100% free to play, and then I had my sort of dolphin period, and then went back to my free to play, era. But I used to watch the 5, it's like while I was at work, I would have I would watch my 5 ads, an hour. I just set my phone down, ad, and every 3 hours I could do a spin of the showdown wall.
Oh,
that's how I got Slick Rick and NWO Sting for free.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah. So there used to be a time where it was useful, which Which I know that kind of goes back to my usual argument of, oh, for the love of God, update this, update that,
Right.
make make things, relevant to what the state of the game is now, and not what it was 6 years ago.
Right.
Argument that I do every single podcast. So I'll go
Yep.
ahead and just say that, get it out of the way, update stuff, update it now.
I agree.
Yeah. And I think Slim put out a video recently talking about the same thing, if memory serves me correct.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. Oh, I pulled my over the feud weekend this weekend. I pulled my third Hard Times plate in a row from the Chest of Disappointments.
Yeah.
And I just kind of lost it. I was like, what am I doing with my entire weekend? And yeah, so I ranted in front of the camera for a while because that's the mature and emotionally healthy way of handling conflict. Is to record a YouTube video about my strike.
Right.
Which I agreed with 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. If it makes you feel better, you know what I got from that chest, Slim? I got the Chain of the Colossus plate. It's literally useless in game now since they fixed
is useless.
it. Yeah. It was,
well, I mean, go through your. How many people in chat right now? How many of you guys have double-digit Rey Mysterio masks?
Yes.
Right. Just
useless.
that's the only. It's the only question you have to answer is how many do you guys have in your inventory? And yeah, that's ugh, gross.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, let's talk about Titan. We mentioned Titan. We had hype. Oh, Beast has 21 of those things. I did a video on how Titan takeover changes once your faction has maxed and you've gotten tier 5s. Up to that point, for me, it felt like every day, like literally our management was like, get your Titan done. It's the only thing that's in the game that's important. Get it done. And like for a bit, I was getting pretty like frustrated. And the mode for me, like I know Merrick's has said it's his favorite mode now. It's very catered to his brain style. He loves finding niche builds and changing things around and all that. Like I very much like a character to find a moveset and then leave them and not deal with changing their stuff again until I have to. And it felt like Titan was forcing that. Now that our faction has maxed everything, like the pressure's off. We get like one message a week, like, hey, don't forget your Titans. They do a Remember the Titans post. And then basically it's a daily grind is all it is, which I wish it had been kind of a weekend mode. I think I would have enjoyed it more. But what are you guys' thoughts now that it's been out a little bit? Last time we talked, it was like, what is this mysterious thing that's coming out? Now it's here, and it's been here. What do you think?
I've enjoyed Titan mode. So I will say this, like, I just, not to keep saying the same thing over and over. When I was overseas, like, I wasn't really too keen on, like, what was going on with Titan in the sense that I was just like, hey, Titan is the thing. What do I need to do? Deal some damage? Okay. So I basically, like, went in kind of, zero strategy, and I was like, okay, well, what can I do to do the most damage? And that's pretty much it. Like, I playing catch up, like work and just life and whatnot. I really need to watch some of like the Merrick and Sir Zoro and Champions Chat videos.
I was gonna say, wait a second.
That kind of show like hey, it's like do this, and this, and you'll do 70 billion damage.
That's Zoro's videos. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Look, I will say this. I love Zoro. I'll say that 100 times. I love Zoro. Zoro's a good dude. Talked to him multiple times. I talked to him when I was in Japan because there was a bunch of One Piece stuff. So I took a bunch of photos, and I was just like, everywhere I go, I think of you because, like, I see the Zorona, whatever the character's name is, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that, like, look, I'm sorry, but if you're like, oh, hey, you want to do 70 billion damage without a drip plate? No problem. Oh yeah, hey, I have this Ghostbuster Seance plate. I'm like, great, fine.
Doesn't help anybody.
It's like, yeah, you can't beat a Ferrari in your Toyota, and that's not a problem. Just use a Lamborghini, you know, like oh, you know, it's just one of those things that, like, you know, I kind of wish that, you know, you kind of, you know, like, you would kind of reel it back a little bit to be like, yeah, not everybody has that seance plate, dude.
Yeah, no, very few, I think, in fact, do. That's one of those, like, I have one drip plate, even though the drip plate now wouldn't really make as big of a difference, I mean, at all, as it did years ago. I mean, we have the 8th anniversary plates that functionally, you know, match or exceed the drip plate, and yet I still don't make content with drip plate videos because, like, I don't know, maybe 20%, 30% of the community tops have a drip plate, and it's all the top, mostly the top end players. But same with the seance plate, especially. Like, I've said for years, like, why don't they just rebrand those plates and put them back out? Like, I would go for them if I could, but I don't know. Maybe they'll be the mysterious Bandai Namco crossover plates in another month or two, whenever that comes out. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, Slim, did you talk about Titan yet?
Not really. No. I like Titan.
Yeah.
I like Titan a lot. I'm way behind the 8 ball on figuring Titan out. It takes a certain type of brain to really maximize this game mode, and I don't think I have that brain. Is all there is to it. But I enjoy the game mode. I enjoy what it does to the in-game economy.
Yep.
And I do think it is just about as important as anything that's currently in the game.
Yeah.
And would argue that it is one of the most important game modes currently, just for keeping your roster, to keeping yourself competitive in today's meta.
Right.
You need to be able to run Titan mode as much as possible.
Yeah. I'll agree. I'd agree, and I think I agree with you. I'm not Cerzoro brain. I'm not Merrick's brain. Where there's going to be soon 700 characters in this game, and each of them can be run at least 2 to 3 different ways. Some of them, like Zombie Penta, I had somebody message me like, "Hey, Zombie Naomi. I did like 4 videos on her." Somebody messaged, "Did you do this build?" I'm like, "Nope, didn't even get to that." With Zombie Penta, I'm currently running him a way that I didn't even do a 3-minute moveset for, and I did like 6 3-minute movesets for Zombie Penta. You know, some characters are super versatile. I just don't have it in my brain to go in and be like, "Oh yeah, that's the move build where I need to do this, that, and the other." Plus, as somebody said on here, they're free to play, and you know, while I have the pass where I get 10 plate moves a month, they get 1, and so they plan out their entire month of, I'm going to move 1 plate. And you know, a lot of those build changes, if you don't have this plate, that thing, this, like, you almost have to start strategically putting plates on straps that can float between people, which I've only done on 2 characters, and even that bothers me. Like, I've got Charlotte and Ilya with my only green Piper plate, and every time I use one or the other of them, I have to go, "Oh yeah, that's right, they don't have a strap. Why don't they have a strap? Oh, because it's on Charlotte. Okay, I got to move it back over to Ilya." Even that breaks my brain a little bit. But now that it is more like, you don't have to do 400 billion. Like, once you unlock tier 5, the only thing you have to do is hit the maximum damage for the rewards, which is like 4 billion on one, it's like 1.2 billion on the other, on level 4, and then a level 3 you just beat it. Like, as long as you beat that one, you're fine. So really, I've kind of gotten into a groove now. Like, yesterday's or today's until reset is acrobats. Okay, I put on Muda, I put on somebody who has the hot tag ability, and I set up Muda to just run the whole thing, and boom, I'm done. Like, Muda takes forever because I have the mischief, the purple rumble plate on him, and he destroys the board, again, he throws the mischief, and then he throws the mischief again. So literally it's like, click, I'll be back in a minute, okay, he's done, click, I'll be back in a minute. But I mean, I hit my billions and then I move on, but I'm not trying to sit there and think about, oh gosh, if I use this version of this Hogan plate on this person with that sub, with this thing, then I can finally, but then the next Titan, I got to swap them out for this, that. Like, I don't play that way. My brain doesn't work that way. So, Yeah, now that it's a daily single player mode as opposed to an entire faction mode, I think I like it better. If it was the other way, then I would appreciate it as a weekend event, but as a daily event, kind of a struggle. But
Yeah.
do you think when a woman Titan shows up, it's going to reset the levels, or do we get to keep our faction levels?
I mean,
That's
I
a
would hope
big question.
Yeah, I would hope it would keep the levels that it is right now because, you know, as a whole, the women don't do as much damage as the men do. And then also, just as another thing to add, you know, change it from 1 a month to like 5 a month, and then change the pass to like 20. Because I mean, like at this point, like one's not enough. Like you know,
Right.
I mean, I don't have a strap pass, so I mean, like, I mean, I think even having 10 a month is too few,
It is.
honestly. But yeah,
It
they
is.
again. I know we talk about this all the time, but like those numbers need to be updated to what the game is now and not what the game was, you know, a year or two ago when it was
Yeah.
introduced. But
They
no,
can fix all of the strap problems by changing the price of moving a strap from 10 of those little strap bits to 1.
There you go.
That would give the free-to-play 10 moves a month, and it would give the strap pass holders 100 a month. And it would foster some creativity. It would make Titan a little bit of less stress on literally everybody in the community. They would still get their strap up passes. The one thing
yeah.
it may do is eliminate the purchases of the, top up coin. But quite frankly, the game is monetized in many ways.
Right.
They may not need to nickel and dime that aspect of it. Yeah. Anytime I get anybody that's like even remotely official with Scopely, one of the things out of my mouth is, "Hey, let's adjust how the plate currency works." Very selfishly, I may add.
Oh yeah.
Titan mode. So I haven't done a single pull this month. I've tried to reel it back a little bit from my own. Anyway, doesn't matter. No pulls this month for me. I think I got 5 of the plate currency top ups during the first 2 weeks of Titan.
Oh my gosh.
Just trying to find stuff that worked and trying to
Right.
find paths through the tier 4 blockade as it was in my mind. So I was trying everything I could think of under the sun to maximize single card damage, single turn damage. So without
Right.
hot tags or any of that other stuff, I was just focused on how can you set up a character to do the maximum amount of damage without really having to stand on your head too much. And I had to buy 5 of those things in order to just kind of get through and figure it all out. And that was too much. And I can't. Granted, again, selfishly, I was doing a lot of it for content. I was recording a lot of what I did, so
Right.
there was something that came
Billion
out
damage
of
cards.
all of that. The billion damage cards, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great video.
So I understand that not all of the community was doing that, and a lot of this was a self-inflicted error, so to
Right.
speak. But I had other people message me like, "Look, we can't keep up. We're out of plate swappers. We can't do this. We can't do this. This
Yeah.
is why tier 4 is really bothering us, especially in week 2.
Right.
The plate currency has to absolutely change. By the way, anybody that's out there listening, go check out Tubob along with Merrick's Zora Champions Chat, because he's also kind of on the forefront of Titan strategies and trying to figure out methods that work that everybody can use.
Right.
To hit damage in the most ways. Now, some of his stuff, admittedly, he's using some fancier things that maybe not all the community has, but
Yeah.
the information in his videos is useful in the same way that I find Zoro videos useful. I may not have the firepower to put up the big numbers on the screen, but I
Right.
have the ability to run the methods that they're running, and that's the more important piece of the information that they're providing. So go check out Tubob. Tubob's really, really figured a lot of this Titan stuff out,
Yeah. He really has.
and is putting some great stuff out there.
Yeah, I suggested to the connection that we have as official content creators. I suggested, hey, what if when this Titan thing comes out, since it's going to be a big deal, do a weekend where for that weekend only, all plate moves are free, or you have a button you can hit and it'll like literally reset. It'll take like strip every single plate off, and yes, that would annoy me because I'd have to go put plates back on, but it would save me so much. Like what I find is I have a bunch of old straps that have a plate on them that I'm not using somewhere else, but then now I've run into where like I'm having to use cash to buy more strap slots because I can't delete the strap because it's got this plate on it that I'm never going to use, and so I've got a bunch of 20 and 40% straps that used to be relevant but I need to get rid of now. And I mean, it's just, yeah, that is one of the biggest clogs in the entire economy there. I love your idea, Slim. I still think like if I had 100 plate moves, that sounds like a lot, but realistically, once you move, because it costs like 20 to take one off, so it would cost two or basically or whatever, just to take one off and move a new one on if it's on another plate or another strap, which it often is for me. So you're talking maybe 50 to 75 moves total, and every strap requires at least 2. So you're really only talking like maybe 25 characters that I could update, even if I had 100 moves, which sounds ridiculous. When I've got like I don't really roster plan anymore. Rusty and I did videos for years on like having your roster planning strategy. Like I've gotten to, I know a little whaley, but I've gotten to a point where that's not even relevant to me. But now I'm doing what we used to do with that with strap moves. Like I literally have a document that I have pictures like, okay, I got to move this plate here, I got to move this plate, and I'm starting to do videos just called Plate Moving Day, where it's like, this is the craziest content, but people are like, oh, I love this because now I know where your plates are going, and like because you have like the way we used to have to plan out our roster strategy, the most relevant place for that now is plates, which is ridiculous. It's crazy ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
For what it's worth, I'm in the exact same boat because I have so many of the legendary belts that like
yeah,
I was like, oh hey, I'm gonna use so and so I'm gonna put like the aftershock plate on them with like 10% extra damage. Whoa.
Yeah.
Now like it's a garbage belt with a garbage plate.
Right.
And with one move a month, one of my, it's gonna, I'm just saying, okay, let's just say that I don't make any plate swaps in the sense that, like, I'm moving this useful plate over to this useful, character, or vice versa, right? If I stopped right now doing that, it would probably take me, like, 2 to 3 years
Jeez.
to get rid of all those belts.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Like, there should be no reason for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. They definitely, like, that and having a freaking trainer coach filter. Now that we've seen the goodness of the filters for the strap and that would be the 2 biggest quality of life improvements I could even think of in this game. But,
Well, the one I'm just mentioning this real quick. So one of the big ones that I've kind of like, I mean, obviously having like the filter works, but one of the things that I wish that they could do is, again, don't paywall it. Don't be like, oh, you can favorite 2, but then if you want to favorite 10, you got to pay another $50. But
right,
like, why can't I out of like, I mean, this would mostly be for the MP trainers probably,
right.
but be able to like mark a favorite, like hit a star or a heart or something, and then I can have a favorites tab,
right.
And that way I can just be like, oh hey, who I move around the most, Steel,
right.
Lawler, Carmelo Hayes, blah blah blah, and just be able to go to a favorites tab and go click 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 done, instead of having to, okay, hold on a minute. Okay, is this person? Is it under gem defense or gem modifier, or and then what's really crazy sometimes. So what happens sometimes is I just exit out of it. I go to the roster and I'm like, okay, this character is at 19,367, and then
Right.
I'll just do it all, and then I'll scroll, and then you have to go through. You have to scroll through like, is he even on? Is he or she on somebody? So then you have to go through the available ones, and then crap, they're on somebody, and then you
Right.
have to go through the used, and then they're not on there, and then you have to scroll all the way to the bottom to where they're not useful. So I have to go through three different screens just to move, put an entourage on. Like the other day during feud, well, not this feud, but I think like the one before. I wanted to put on like a power gem reducer, and it took me literally like 6 minutes to find them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Why?
Yep. Yep. I agree. I mean, that's like one of the reasons why I mostly have done previews. Obviously, if we get the character before they're released, we can't do it live because people can't see them and stuff like that. But even the few times where I've been late and have had to do it, I've apologized on stream. Like, I know you guys have already seen these. You watched Jameric's videos, you watched Slim's, you watched Sheik's, but like here's this. But then I have to sit there and go scroll, 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 scroll. Oh, there's that trainer, and it's like 5 minutes for every build just to do trainers. So I do those offline. It's also, some of those aspects are why like I don't even equip moves for talent up and stuff. I get comments every video like, dude, you're wasting so much. Why aren't you equipping your moves for talent up? Like, because I don't want you to have to sit there and watch me equip every single move in the video and then do this, because I'm not editing them to fast forward through that kind of stuff. Like those little things that just take time. Time is a currency, and we're spending it on endlessly doom scrolling trying to find Carmelo Hayes. So,
Yeah.
oi, oi, oi. Last topic, unless you guys have something you want to throw in there, but as many have seen, there is a crossover coming. So let's talk a little bit about that. Personally, I don't think it's going to be the focus of this next MLC. I think they're going to drop it like the Rocky and the TMNT events, where it'll be like a mid MLC, mini MLC. But it could be this next MLC. So kind of two things. One, like, what are your thoughts on the crossover? And then two, what are your hopes for the November MLC if it's not the focus as the crossover?
Well, it's Bandai Namco.
Yep.
And Bandai Namco excites me a lot because they can go in one of two possible ways with it. Bandai Namco is the legendary game developer of Pac-Man, so I'm ready
Pac-Man
for
crossover.
the eventual. I'm ready for Pac-Man to show up because you got Pac-Man, you got Mrs. Pac-Man, you got Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and the other ghost that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Dude.
So, like,
Stinky
we are
and
ready
Fred.
to rock when it comes to either a Pac-Man crossover or the other one. This is a little bit of a deep cut, is the Tales series. So, like, Tales of Vesperia, Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Arcadia. Like,
I learned about
it's a
those
pretty-
from your video, by the way.
It's a pretty obscure series of RPGs, but like for the 17 of us in the community that have actually played them, we are going to be ready to rock when it comes to those. So I'm here for it.
I mean, Sheik may have already shared an image in his server where it lines up perfectly. Certain character. I mean, I think it's fair to say at this point, it's a Tekken cross. Like, I mean, we have no inside. I have to say it for the NDA purpose. We have no inside information. We literally have not been shown anything that the community hasn't seen. But what the community has seen, come on.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of Tekken, Lee. I don't.
Yeah, Mr.
Why would
Super Fan there.
Why would they make a video game crossover with some fighting game? I think it is. No way. It ain't.
You're the one who
be.
could name the entire Mishima family tree. Come on now.
So for those that don't know, so in addition to being a big wrestling, wrestling fan, as I obviously am, I'm a big arcade enthusiast, and I play a lot of fighting games. Some I played at a competitive level, but I mean, I'm never gonna win the Evo fighting game championships. But competitive. Like I said, at a competitive level, I won lots of local tournaments and stuff.
Nice.
the thing that kind of surprised me most about the crossover is when I saw the outline, I was just like, oh yeah, I was like, that's Tekken, but what threw me off was there's the Street Fighter
Yeah.
WWE collab. And I
Yeah.
know I don't mean to like go off on a side topic.
You're
Like
fine.
I knew about that. I knew about the figures, and if I didn't already know about it, trust me, just like every single time something comes out, I got DM'd. Hey, did you see these new toys? There's a new weenie and a mask, and I'm like, yeah, I know. And then the Europe one has Dork Jr. in it, so
Oh.
so I get to look forward to two new ones at some point in time, probably. um, so like I said, I was like, really Tekken, like instead of Street Fighter. Okay,
Yeah.
And then I also got to give my deep, I also got to give my nerdy, deep seated like history of like, oh yeah, it's like Capcom and SNK, it's like teamed up in the past, and there was Street Fighter X Tekken,
Right.
and and then there was this, and then the reason why it wasn't successful is because of this, and this. And yeah, by the way, on this DLC is bad, and you guys are jerks for doing it, Capcom. For the record, but I mean, how they're gonna do it is, that's gonna wait to be seen. What I mean is it gonna be like, El Grande Americano as King, and
Right.
Cody Rhodes as Jin or whatever, or are they going to have like the actual Tekken characters in the game? What are they going to do? I no idea, but I'm ready to see what's going to happen.
So you got to something that I was going for. I hadn't even thought about this, and then somebody dropped a comment in the Champs Chat Discord of, are they going to do it where it's like the TMNT event where it's Rey Mysterio, another version of Rey Mysterio as King or whatever, or are they going to do it like the Rocky event where they get to be their own people? And I was like, oh my gosh, I mean, I realized the Rocky event was like Sylvester Stallone as Rocky, or it's just like Rocky is in the game, which I guess that made some sense to me just because of like Hogan being in the Rocky movies, Stallone being on wrestling at different points. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, what if it is where instead of it's like, oh, is it going to be Roman Reigns as Heihachi, or is it going to be, blah, blah, blah? What if it's just straight up martial law
No.
and that's it? Or King, Armor King, and that's it. Like, what if it's just those characters? Like, do we prefer that over Rey Mysterio as, or I know you don't like Rey Mysterio as, but
Yeah, yeah. The less weenies in the game, the happier I am. So just
fine.
throw that out there.
Penta as King then.
Yeah,
How's that?
yeah. That's way better. But no, okay. So
I
here's.
hope it is.
Oh, go ahead, Slim. Go ahead, Slim. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I hope it is the real characters. I don't want a I lost my train of thought. I don't want the only crossover I do want is I want John Cena as Jack. That's it.
Oh,
Jack the
that's who it
Robot.
should be. Jack. I was trying to figure that out in my video. Who
That would be
Jack?
amazing. John Cena's Jack would be fantastic. But like, I don't want Randy Orton as Armor King. I don't want Triple H as Heihachi. I don't want Seth Rollins as Jin. Right? Like,
Right.
I don't want these things. I want the actual characters. I want, if Jin Kazama's in there, I want to be able to press a button and have him do the lift kicks. Right? I want to be able to press a button and actually have Kazuya do an electric wing god fist. Like, I want these things to happen. I don't want to see one of the current WWE superstars cosplaying as these Tekken characters at all. I want the real things.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was just gonna say, like, for me personally, I don't care if it's Roman Reigns as blah blah blah, Seth Rollins as blah blah blah. I personally don't care. I mean, I would prefer to have like just the straight up character. So it is King, Armored King, Jin, and Kazuya. But if it, like I said, if it was like Seth Rollins is Kazuya and so and so is King, it makes little difference to me whatsoever, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's say that this isn't the next MLC, or I mean, it might be in the
Mhm.
next MLC, might be December. We don't know. We don't have any official time frames anywhere that we've heard. But if they do treat it like the TMNT Rocky, mini events where it's like a 2 week MLC mini MLC that's within an MLC, then what is our hope for next month? Like any people we've seen we don't have time to go into it, but like this, they're doing the Summer of Champions thing, but they're doing it for winter, December kind of thing, January. So what are we hoping for November if Tekken is like a separate event? Slim, it's got to be you because she ran off camera.
Uh, so I don't know. I'm trying to think back. Like, when was the Turtles event? Was Turtles event? Did that tie in with the new Bloodline, or did it tie in with the Wyatt Six? I think it tied in with the new Bloodline.
New
Didn't it?
Bloodline because it was like you got Jacob, and everybody was super excited about Jacob Fatu, and then like all of a sudden we had this 2 week interruption that was the Turtles, and it was like then we went back to the Bloodline, and I remember Rusty and I talking a lot about like it would have been great to just have like a 3 week Bloodline event and then a 2 week Turtles event and keep them as if they were their own MLCs. Because the way they executed at least TMT2 Secret of the Ooze, it just like interrupted the MLC. But it was in November, I'm pretty sure, because it was Bloodline in November and Wyatt 6 in December. So I'm pretty sure it was a November event, which is why I also think it's going to be like that this month. But who knows?
Yeah. So I mean, and that's the reason I was trying to remember is because the Wyatt month was awesome with a lot of awesome characters. The new Bloodline month was you got Jacob,
Right. And
you know
Roman, if you ever got it. Well, because I got Roman during Shredder events, so TMNT2 had to be, because that's when I got Roman, was anyway. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I always forget that OTC even exists.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope it doesn't overshadow whatever the MLC is,
Right.
or that the MLC is so boring that it's allowed to overshow. One of the two.
Right.
That's where I'm at.
yeah. Sorry. We have a pest person coming today, so that's why. Sorry, I've had to get up a few times. No, like the thing for me is, I just like I thought the Rocky events were fair. I thought the TMNT events were fair. Um, just to mention, like it's like there was, of course, people could do polls, get X,
Right.
Y, Z. You also had the grindable
Yeah.
things of like, hey, it's like, and I apologize if I missed that. Like I said, but I really like the fact that it was like, hey, if you want, you can pay to, again, it's like I always think it's, like there's the balance. If you want to grind out and do these matches and earn, like the 2, 3, was it the sewers? I remember the pizza slices were for Weenie in a Mask.
Yeah.
Uh,
Pizza slices and
uh,
Slimers, and then it was like
yeah,
sewer and like pizza boxes.
yeah. It's like you could grind those to do like the pulls for like the shards or whatever, whatever it
Oh yeah,
was.
the claws.
Yeah, and then the second week was the more premium prize wall or whatever it was.
Right.
I was with that, have a free character, have a grindable, more premium character, and
Right.
then have like maybe one or two that are pulls only, or like a
Right.
chest or whatever it is. I you know I just like I just hope that like the event is like I said, I just hope that there's a grindable portion to it,
Right.
because like I know for a lot of people, being able to get what is it, well, like for the TMNT event, if you actually put in the effort, because one of the things I will tell you that I find annoying sometimes, more of a side note, some people are like, I didn't get Kofi for free, I had to play the game. And I'm
Right.
like, oh, I'm so sorry you had to do 5 minutes worth of matches to get a
Right.
character that, because people like I had this one dude who was like, no, the character Kofi wasn't free because I actually had to play the game in order to earn him, and I didn't get him for free. If I had just been giving him outright, then that would have been free. And I like, oh, whatever.
Jeez.
But being able to get like Kofi, Woods,
Woods.
and Shredder for free was great. And then you had Weenie and a Mask that was like
Right.
the premium, the premium unlockable, and then
Right.
you had Seth, which was the Seth, which was like I guess like earnable on the premium prize wall if you
But you had to
paid
spend.
this kind of prize wall,
Right.
and then Cody was the Casey Jones was the ultra premium character that was only in pulls. I
Right.
think that if you set it up to where you can get the majority, you can get at least half for free, or
Right.
through grinding, and then you get the other ones that way. I'd be totally 100% for it.
Yeah, I agree. If it's set up kind of like TMNT2, aside from, um, just the interruption of the MLC, like the MLC, it was like 1 week, 1.5 weeks, and then all of a sudden we're over here and we're focused on turtles. That was like, I remember the new Bloodline event being very like, ugh, this was stupid because of this. So as long as they set it up well, but I agree. And like Shredder, they gave like a premium S tier character away for playing, not for free, just to go to that guy's point. But whatever, you played, you got Shredder, and he's still the top guy on some people's rosters. So I think we're in agreement there. Personally, I'm good. I'm like Slim. I'm good, whichever of you. I'm good that if it's Jin is Jin, or if the Miz is Jin. Like I'm fine with whichever. I think maybe King should be our free character, and then like the premium should be Armor King, since we see both of them in there, so that you've got like both experiences with that. I'm sure they're going to add a girl or two. I'm betting there'll be 6. That's usually their magic number for these kind of crossovers, is 6 characters. So I think there's probably at least 2 that we haven't seen. I'm guessing one of them is going to be Nina, and then maybe Paul Phoenix or something like that. But who knows? Who knows? We won't really know until we get there. The other thing, I know we're out of time. I do just want to ask or address one thing. Scopely did something this month with zombies that was seen in their eyes as a benefit to the community, but it's gotten a lot of like commentary on it, which was the coaching ability of the zombies all being functionally the exact same thing. Now, the reason they said they did that is so that you don't end up with a situation where, like, okay, there's this color, this color, this color, this color, and you got these 3, but you don't feel like you can ever get these 3 because they're premium. Do you think they'll do that with the Tekken event? Do you think, because the Turtles event, the trainer abilities were as important or more important than the characters themselves? Like, I don't use Seth Leonardo on my roster as a fighter anymore already, but dang sure I use his coaching ability almost every person I put him on. So thoughts? What do you think they'll do with trainer abilities based on kind of the pushback from Zombie Month?
But yeah, you can go first.
They've got to be able to find a happy medium.
Yeah.
Is what they do. I like the idea in concept of what they're doing with the zombie trainers this month. I don't understand why the majority of the zombie trainers are worse than a
Acro Dragon.
How old is Acro Dragon? 5 years?
5, yeah.
Like, he's been around for a minute. So, yeah, like, so there's only been one that's been released that's even better than what they've previously already had in the game, and that really doesn't play very well.
Yeah.
So I get what they're trying to do, and I appreciate what they're trying to do, but this wasn't exactly the correct way of going about it. And now everybody is going to end up with at least 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's call it 4 posters on their roster that all will do at least 100% gym damage to traps, and
Right.
some of them will create more traps. Like, okay, cool. Well, at least we won't need affiliations traps anymore.
Yeah.
For Acro Dragon, we've solved
true.
that problem. So with Tekken, I mean, I think a large part of building FOMO and desire for cards in this situation is you do have to put some pretty powerful training and coaching abilities on it to make the investment worth it. But it can't be Leonardo style
Right.
training abilities. It can't be that powerful. So it's got to sit somewhere in between And I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you sit it somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do agree with you. It's like, and if you're going to have that type of incredible entourage ability, it has to be on somebody that's available at any time, not somebody who's tied to a limited time event where licensing is, you know, just subject to whether, like they want to agree to it or not.
Right.
You know, just like I know, just like those seance plates that we talked about earlier,
Right.
they're, unless they create an unbranded version of them, there's no chance of getting them again.
Right.
But at least like you can get the cowabunga plate anytime you want.
Right.
That it's a lot of prize. Will obviously just add that caveat.
Right.
Um, yeah, that would be, like I said, that would be the only thing that I would say is just, if you're gonna, I'm fine with OP entourage on a character that I could theoretically get at any time.
Right.
But like if you're gonna have it to where like I also have Leonardo set, by the way. So but like I'm in an instance of like, okay, well if I don't have it now, I'm never gonna get it ever.
Right.
And like that, that punishes people for not playing the game or being lucky on RNG or
Right.
not spending enough.
Well, it sounds like my wife just got home and we're over time, but I do want to just end with two quick thoughts. One is for the MLC in November, my hope every year since they did Carmelo and Roxanne and those and Braun has been that they'll do more double 4MP trainers, like if our coach, well, no, it'd be trainers. I would love for that to be the November focus, even if it's only on 3 more of them or whatever. Otherwise, between Tekken and November, somewhere before the end of the year, like now that we've gotten all this Trap Gym love and Blast Gym love, like we need X Break coaches. Like there's one X Break coach versus every other gym type, which has now several in there, which means November's focus, every single character will do the exact same thing, and it's going to be X Break. So there you go. I don't know. Well, any final thoughts from you guys? We could have covered so much more. I appreciate you guys. We went a whole hour. This is longer than I had expected, but it's also, we could talk for another 3. Like, there's so much we missed by being away. So thank you guys for being back. Final thoughts, and then Sheik, you can close us out.
Well, let me go first.
All right. So, wow. Final thoughts. I just went completely blank. I don't have any final thoughts. Give me
really
more
Tekken.
So I am super excited for Tekken. I want Tekken to be an MLC. I want 12 Tekken characters. I think I could sit and theory craft with people about which Tekken characters should and should not be in the game for probably hours at a time. Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for zombies to go away. Yeah, we've had one good zombie month in the history of zombies. We've had one good zombie month, and the rest of the zombie months are just like, go back and think about it. Maybe two. The one with Dom and Ray, and then the one with Cody and Gunther. Those are the 2 cool ones, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got. Bring me some Tekken. Give me more Tekken. I'm ready for it.
Sounds good. Cheek?
Oh, okay, I didn't know if you were going to go first or if you wanted me to go first. All right.
Oh, well, yeah, if you're going to close, the only other thing I have to say is just the fact that today's event that starts at 1 is called Champions Go Camping. And the whole theme of camp champions with Grant camping hovering over us, like, I just hope they do something this week with a big prize, what you said, just a big prize wall, a big Grant camping. I still hold to this day that they should just release the exact loot with the exact characters that were in there 2 or 3 years ago and send everybody 80 coins again. And just, like, I still need Invisible Cena, and he was in that loot, so who knows? Somebody could get something, but I think something fun with that would be good. But that's all I got. Cheek, over to you.
Yeah, So I turned 41 on Saturday, by the way. So
Oh, happy birthday.
yeah, if you wanna give
Happy
me
birthday.
a birthday gift, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Slim Numbers, to Champions Chat podcast, and myself, Iron Sheik 84. I will also take all cash and
What's your Venmo? What's your Cash App?
yeah. Make sure, DM me. I'll send you my Cash App, my Zelle, all that good stuff. But outside of that, just not like like I said, I already mentioned this before. I just really hope that they go out with a bang because this zombie month's been pretty. Zombie month for us is usually like our WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put it. Like this is probably the month that people are most excited for, and it's been kind of paint by the numbers for the most part.
Yeah.
And then the last week is always something amazing happens. So I really hope that today, tomorrow, this weekend, something like spectacular, makes it the month that everybody anticipates it being. Um, and then outside of that, just my usual be good to each other, have a blessed day, and as always, if you want more WWE Champions action, make sure to check out Slim Numbers, Champions Chat podcast, and myself, Iron Sheik 84.
See you guys.
But yeah, like I said, just have a good one, everybody. Be safe out there trick or treating, and yeah.
Yeah. All right. See you later.